Your belly is not fat, it's stressful, stored, hardened, stuck right there on your waistline, and no amount of crunches will touch it. No crash diet will move it because you're fighting the wrong enemy. The real enemy has a name. It's called cortisol, and today we destroy it. Before we get into this, subscribe to Doc Sketch right now. Real health truth, no fluff, no fake fixes, just science that actually works. Now let's go. You have been lied to. For years you have been told that losing belly fat is simple. Eat less, move more, work harder. So you tried that, you cut your calories, you started exercising, you pushed yourself. And that belly's still there, still stubborn, still making you feel like something is fundamentally wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Your body is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is the signal your body is receiving, and that signal is cortisol. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. It is produced by your adrenal glands every single time your brain perceives a threat. Whether that threat is a physical danger, a stressful email, a bad night of sleep, financial pressure, or scrolling through upsetting news at midnight, your brain cannot tell the difference between a real physical threat and a psychological one. To your body, stress is stress, and stress means cortisol, and cortisol means belly fat. Here is exactly how it works. When cortisol enters your bloodstream, it signals your liver to release stored glucose fast energy for the perceived emergency that spikes your blood sugar. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin, and insulin's job is to store that energy specifically as fat, and specifically in your abdominal region, because belly fat has more cortisol receptors than any other fat in your body. So cortisol targets your belly directly. It is not random. It is biological design working against you in a modern stress-filled world. But cortisol does more damage than just fat storage. It breaks down your muscle tissue, and muscle is your primary calorie-burning machine. Less muscle means slower metabolism, means more fat accumulation, even when you're not eating much. Cortisol also hijacks your hunger hormones. It increases green, which screams at you to eat, and suppresses leptin, which tells you when to stop. So you feel ravenous all day. You never feel satisfied, and you specifically crave sugar, refined carbs, and fatty comfort foods, because your brain is desperately seeking fast energy to deal with the threat it thinks exists. And here is the trap that catches almost every beginner. You decide to lose weight. You cut calories aggressively and start doing intense daily workouts. But extreme calorie restriction is a physical stressor that raises cortisol. And grinding through intense exercise when you are already stressed and sleep deprived raises cortisol even higher. So the harder you try using conventional methods, the worse the cortisol problem gets. You work harder, feel worse. Your belly holds tighter, your frustration grows, and the stress increases. This is why so many people feel like failures. They were never failing, they were just using the wrong strategy. You cannot out-exercise or out-diet a cortisol problem. You have to fix the root cause. So let's do exactly that. The single most powerful thing you can do for belly fat as a beginner is fix your sleep. Not add more exercise, not cut more calories, fix your sleep first. Here is the science. When you sleep less than 7 hours, your cortisol the next day is measurably elevated. When you sleep less than 6 hours, ghrelin, your hunger hormone, increases by 28%, and leptin, your fullness hormone, drops by 18%. You wake up hungry, stay hungry all day, and never feel full, regardless of how much you eat. A landmark study from the University of Chicago found that people sleeping 5.5 hours lost 55% less fat than people sleeping 8.5 hours on the exact same diet and calorie intake. Same food, dramatically different fat loss purely from sleep. To fix your sleep for fat loss, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, including weekends. Your cortisol rhythm is tied to your sleep-wake cycle, and consistency is what keeps it stable. Sleep in a completely dark, cool room. Stop all screens for 45 minutes before bed because blue light suppresses melatonin and keeps your nervous system in alert mode. Stop eating 2 to 3 hours before sleep so your insulin can drop and your body can enter repair mode overnight. These changes alone, without any other intervention, will begin to shift your belly fat within 2 to 3 weeks. The second strategy is correcting your morning. Most people spike their cortisol before the day has even started. They wake up and immediately reach for their phone, emails, notifications, social media, which instantly activates the stress response. They drink coffee on an empty stomach, which significantly amplifies cortisol, and they rush through their morning in low-level panic, setting a high cortisol baseline that colors the entire rest of the day. Instead, within 30 minutes of waking, get outside for 10 minutes of natural sunlight. Morning sunlight directly sets your circadian clock, stabilizes your cortisol rhythm so it peaks correctly in the morning and falls correctly at night, and boosts serotonin, which is your mood-stabilizing neurotransmitter. This one habit is free, takes 10 minutes and has profound effects on your hormonal balance throughout the day. Do not check your phone for at least 20 minutes after waking. Eat a breakfast with protein and healthy fat, eggs, avocado, nuts, Greek yogurt to stabilize your blood sugar immediately and prevent the cortisol spike that comes from low morning glucose. Have your coffee with food, not before. The third strategy is choosing the right exercise, and for cortisol-dominant beginners, the answer is walking. This sounds too simple. It is not. Walking is low enough intensity that it does not spike cortisol. Instead, it actively lowers it. It burns fat directly as its primary fuel source. It improves insulin sensitivity, and it is sustainable, which means you will actually do it. A study in the Journal of Exercise Nutrition and Biochemistry showed women who walked 50 to 70 minutes 3 times per week for 12 weeks experienced significant reductions in visceral belly fat. Aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps daily. Minute walks spread through your day. Morning lunch break, evening is more effective for cortisol management than one intense workout followed by sitting for 12 hours. After 3 to 4 weeks of consistent walking, add 2 days per week of resistance training. Bodyweight squats, lunges, push-ups and resistance band rows rebuild the muscle cortisol that has been breaking down and reactivating your metabolism. Keep sessions to 30 to 40 minutes and moderate intensity. You should feel energized afterward, not destroyed. If you feel wrecked after a workout, it is too intense for your current cortisol situation and it is making the problem worse. The fourth strategy is eating to lower cortisol, not just to reduce calories. Extreme restriction raises cortisol. Skipping meals raises cortisol. Every time your blood sugar drops significantly, your brain treats it as an emergency and releases cortisol to restore glucose. This happens multiple times daily for most people, creating a constant cortisol drip that keeps belly fat stubbornly locked in place. Build every meal around protein. Protein stabilizes blood sugar, reduces hunger hormones, preserves and builds muscle, and burns the most calories during digestion. Target 25 to 35 grams per meal. Eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese and legumes are your foundation. Add healthy fats. Avocado, olive oil, nuts, fatty fish. Omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, sardines, walnuts and flax seeds have been specifically shown in research to directly reduce cortisol levels and decrease visceral fat accumulation. Include moderate amounts of complex carbohydrates, sweet potatoes, oats, quinoa, brown rice, always paired with protein and fat so blood sugar rises slowly rather than spiking. Remove the cortisol triggers from your diet. Refined sugar causes blood sugar spikes followed by crashes, each crash triggering a cortisol surge. Ultra-processed foods promote systemic inflammation that keeps cortisol chronically elevated. More than 2 to 3 cups of coffee daily keeps your adrenal glands in constant stimulation. Alcohol feels relaxing in the moment, but significantly elevates cortisol the following day and destroys the sleep quality you need for hormonal balance. One simple addition worth making. 1 teaspoon of raw apple cider vinegar in water before your main meals reduces post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 34% according to research. Less blood sugar spike means less insulin, less cortisol, less belly fat storage. Simple and effective. The fifth strategy is active daily stress reduction. This is not a soft addition to the plan. It is the core of the plan because no diet and no exercise program will produce lasting belly fat loss if your cortisol stays chronically elevated. You have to bring it down directly. Diaphragmatic breathing is the fastest cortisol intervention available to you anywhere, anytime. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6 to 8 counts. This pattern directly activates your vagus nerve, the main switch of your parasympathetic nervous system, and measurably drops cortisol within minutes. 5 minutes of this in the morning and 5 minutes before bed every single day will produce a noticeable difference in your stress levels, your sleep, and your belly within 2 to 3 weeks. It sounds too simple. Do it anyway. Spending time outdoors in green spaces has been shown in multiple controlled studies to measurably reduce cortisol, lower blood pressure, and reduce inflammatory markers. Even 20 minutes in a park 3 times per week produces significant effects. This is not an optional lifestyle luxury for someone trying to lose cortisol, belly fat. It is a legitimate medical intervention. Get outside every day, even briefly. Limit news and social media consumption. Your brain processes online conflict, outrage content, and disturbing news as real threats, triggering small cortisol responses each time across dozens of daily scrolling sessions. This creates a meaningful chronic cortisol elevation. Set specific times to check your phone rather than reaching for it constantly. This single habit change will lower your daily cortisol load more than most people expect. 2 supplements have genuine clinical research behind them for this specific problem. Ashwagandha, specifically the KSM-66 extract, was shown in a 2019 randomized controlled trial to reduce cortisol by 23% and significantly reduce body weight and waist circumference over 60 days compared to placebo. It works by modulating your HPA axis, the hormonal system that controls cortisol production, making your stress response less reactive overall. Magnesium glycinate is the second one. Most Americans are magnesium deficient, and magnesium is required for proper cortisol regulation. Taking 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed improves sleep quality,
reduces nighttime cortisol, lowers anxiety, and decreases fasting insulin levels over time. These two together create a powerful foundation for cortisol management from the inside out. Now let's talk about one more strategy that most beginners never hear about: blood sugar stability throughout the entire day. Every single blood sugar crash you experience releases cortisol. For most people, this happens 3 to 5 times daily because of the way they eat refined carbs alone, skipping meals, long gaps between eating. Each crash is a small cortisol spike. Multiply that across every day for months and years, and the cumulative belly fat effect is enormous. The fix is simple: eat every 3 to 5 hours. Never eat refined carbs without protein or fat to slow absorption. Keep a small protein-rich snack available: nuts, a boiled egg, string cheese. For situations where you cannot eat a full meal, start every meal with protein before eating carbohydrates. Because this order of eating has been shown to significantly reduce the post-meal glucose spike from that same meal. These small adjustments keep your blood sugar in a stable range all day, which keeps your cortisol calm, which keeps your belly fat unlocked and available to be burned. Here is your practical daily framework starting today. Wake up, skip the phone, drink water, get 10 minutes of sunlight, eat a protein-fat breakfast, walk in the morning if possible, eat balanced meals every 3 to 5 hours throughout the day, move consistently. Steps add up. In the afternoon, take a 20 to 30-minute walk or do your resistance session if it is a training day. In the evening, begin winding down an hour before bed. Phone down, lights dimmer, deep breathing for 5 minutes. Eat your last meal 2 to 3 hours before sleep. Go to bed at the same time every night. That is the entire system. No suffering, no extremes, no destroying yourself in the gym. Just an intelligent, consistent approach that addresses the actual cause of your belly fat: cortisol, instead of just fighting the symptom. Here is what your results timeline looks like when you follow this. In week 1, your bloating decreases noticeably, your energy becomes more stable, and your sleep improves. By week 2, your cravings calm down significantly because green and leptin are rebalancing. By week 3 and 4, your waistline begins to visibly change, your clothes fit differently, and the stubborn puffiness starts going down. By week 6 to 8, the belly fat reduction is clear, and your overall energy, mood, and mental clarity have transformed alongside it. By month 3, the results are significant and permanent because you changed the hormonal environment inside your body, rather than just temporarily restricting food. You were never lazy, you were never undisciplined. You were just fighting the wrong battle with the wrong tools. The battle was never against fat, it was against cortisol. And now you have everything you need to win it. Start tonight. Sleep on time. Wake up without your phone. Eat to stabilize. Walk daily. Breathe deeply. Get outside.